Is that record ever going to be broken once he passes Kareem?
Probably not. How long did Kareem stand?
I mean, Kareem played 1,560 games as the record.
80s.
LeBron's at 1,407 games right now, 89 points away from the record. I mean, look, I think a guy like Luka might be able to do it, but it's almost like quarterbacks, right, in the NFL. Records are going to be changed because you're going to buy more possessions. It's a lot more of a throw-heavy offense style, and it's going to be the same thing with the style of basketball because the increased amount of possessions and the pace of the game.
Yeah, but then you mentioned all that, but then think about the conversations that continue to keep happening about less games. So now as you take away those games.
That could be true.
How many games are they going to deduct?
If they go to 7, if they go to 70.
So think about that.
Over the course, yeah.
You're losing those games, and then on top of losing those games, those guys are still, as you know, Jay, still don't want to play back-to-backs. They still going to want to rest, even if they said we're not going to do back-to-backs, we're going to lessen it down, we're not going to do back-to-back. Players will still decide, I'm not feeling good. I need 6 days off instead of 2 days off. That's what's going to happen.
I do want to address something real quick because I got to get this off my chest because, now the Knicks, I know we're talking about LeBron, but obviously they played at Madison Square Garden. LeBron has an incredible record at the Garden. But the Knicks, they lose to the Brooklyn Nets on the road, all right? They come back home, now they lose to the Lakers. What are we doing down the stretch? In regulation, Jalen Brunson is that dude. He is going to be an all-star this year. He is the MVP of the Knicks. Julius Randle, you're getting double-teamed on the last possession of the game. Your all-star is wide open at the top of the key. You got LeBron and AD on you. Pass the ball to the dude who is the dude on the team. You are not the dude right now. Jalen Brunson is the dude. Wide open, Key.
No, I was watching.
Wide open.
No, I was
what
watching.
Are we doing?
He was cooking. The last night obviously was the first really Brunson's been in the league, but the first time that
you really saw it.
Well, no, I watched
with him though.
But I zoomed in on him and I was really watching him. I'm like, this little cat out here cooking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he made the shot down the stretch to tie it up, the little floater at the top of the key. But you're right, Julius Randle. But the thing is, Julius Randle got bogged in. They, when you got a 6'8" and a footer right there, wasn't nothing he could do.
But my thing, Key, is when you turn and you face and you see AD coming at you and you see LeBron, you see it on the video.
But they trapped him.
That's what I'm saying.
But you can't do anything when they trap you.
You can pass the damn ball to the guy who's wide open at the top of the key. Jalen Brunson standing right there.
But how could you get around him?
You don't have to.
I'm saying, how could you get the ball around him once they trap you?
When you turn in your face, you give a guy a ball fake, the guy moves his hands, you see where his hands are going, you throw it right away from his hands. You give the ball to Jalen Brunson. All I'm saying, the guy is 37. And I'm just going to tell Knicks fans right now, that $100 million contract that everybody was whining about with Jalen Brunson, that's going to look like the steal of all steals when the new NBA TV money comes
up and it looks like a very team-friendly deal.
It's going to be the steal of the steals, man.
Yeah. It's like every time I look up, he dropping 30.
That's what I'm saying.
No, he cool. I mean, I don't mind him. Julius Randle, though, I'm watching him. I'm like, come on, man.
The Lakers led 114-108 with 141 left, and they didn't score another point until overtime.
Guys, I hate to break up the Julius Randle, Jalen.
No. We're just getting into the specifics of the game, Max. You know what I mean?
I know. I would just like to point out that Julius Randle might be a little too good for his own good, right? Maybe that's always been his problem, right?
No, he just got paid like he was the guy, but he's really the third guy.
From the beginning, Jay, he could handle pretty well for a power forward, so he handled too much. He shoots a little bit too much with everything. But okay, here's the thing. Here's another guy who can do everything, who is also
LeBron.
Technically, you could play him at the power forward, because not only is he making the move on Kareem, another couple games, he's fourth all-time in assists. All-time in assists. And really, when you think of what he does, do you associate scoring or passing more with LeBron? Because remember, when he came into the league, it's like, not me. I mean, he's a great scorer, but I always thought like it was like Michael and Magic had a baby. It was LeBron James. He's a guy who has that next level.
But see, Max, no, I can't let you do that, though. Because LeBron is one of the most gifted scorers the game of basketball has ever seen.
And what about passers?
Because, he's one of the elite passers. But what happens is, because he has – at big moments at times deferred and made the right play, people have labeled him as not a scorer. He's played.
But you're making a pet point that he's a great scorer. I get it. But what I'm saying is, what do you think his greatest ability is?
Scoring.
He's a better scorer than he is a passer?
Yes.
I think LeBron James as a passer is Magic Johnson level.
He is Magic Johnson like, yes.
Right, but that's as good as
he's a gifted
gotten.
Max. This dude is 38 years old, dropping 45 plus in games. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's no questioning.
What are you talking about, Max?
I'm not questioning his
Max,
scoring.
this is his first triple-double of the season. You know that, right?
Right, so?
His first triple-double and his 6 against the Knicks, 3 in Madison Square Garden and 3 on the road.
Max, since he's turned 38, he's been averaging like 34 points per game.
Yes, but again, you're arguing against a straw man. No one's arguing he's not among the greatest scorers ever.
Against a straw man.
Yeah.
But like that's what I'm trying to see, Max. In your brain, Max, in your brain, you see the biggest moments in sports. You see the biggest moments in sports, and you see him as a gifted passer and him deferring. So like in your brain, you say, well, he's a better passer than he is scorer. But I'm trying to tell you, from a basketball perspective, and you ask Jamal Crawford, you ask Dwayne Wade, you ask any of the greats in this game, they will tell you he's a better scorer. He's a better scorer than he is passer.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm thinking. Oh, I see him deferring. No, it's not what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is, in his era, is he the best scorer year by year? Probably Durant is just scoring, not offense, because offense includes the passing. Scoring, KD's a better scorer, right? He can do it more efficiently, more effortlessly.
What does that do with whether LeBron's a better passer or scorer?
Because in his era, who's a better passer than LeBron?
Well, that doesn't mean, but you see.
Who's a better passer?
But wait, who's a better passer? But you're conflating
Paul's
things.
a better passer.
I don't know about that, actually.
Oh man, I got to get up and leave.
But Max, now you're changing the argument, man.
No,
you're saying
actually.
Yes, you
I'm
are,
talking
Max.
about where he
you're
ranks
saying
in his era as a scorer versus
But you're
a passer.
comparing it to other players.
That
You're not comparing it to his
illuminates
own skill sets.
Jay,
We're comparing his own skill sets, not to other players.
You are a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
What do you think about what we're seeing from LeBron? And beyond all the historical stuff, Chris, there are some teams you could say off the bat, that team has no shot. Forget it in no universe.
Yeah.
Then there are other teams like, they ain't going to do it. But you can't rule them out because they have certain guys on the team, like if you have KD and Kyrie, for example, or LeBron and AD.
Yeah.
Where are you with the Lakers and what they should do at the trade deadline?
Well, I mean, listen, I would want them to be aggressive, but that's not going to happen. They're not going to mortgage their future. They're not going to get rid of that 2027 first rounder or that 2029 first rounder in order to get LeBron some serious help.
What?
Now, they wouldn't have had to if LeBron would have just went with DeMar DeRozan rather than pushing for Russell Westbrook, but that's neither here nor there. What I will say is
that's there.
I'm going to push back on that a little bit. I'm not fully sure.
Level right now.
I'm not fully sure LeBron is the one that pushed really hard for Russell Westbrook all the way. I'm just going to push back a little bit on that. Just some insight from people I talked to. Just saying.
Is it inside or is it spin? Because
no,
Magic Johnson thought it was a done deal.
Okay.
Magic said it was a done deal. Listen, Jay, I know you're more plugged in the NBA than I am, but when Magic says he thought it was a done deal, next thing you know, Russell Westbrook ends up being a Laker. You're trying to figure out why is that the case.
Now, just think, CC, spin exists on both sides now.
That's fair.
Spin exists on both sides now.
That's fair. That's fair.
I tend to lean more toward Canty on the spin stuff.
I hear you. Okay.
Because there's a lot of little underlying things when it comes to DeMar DeRozan and people involved with DeMar that used to be involved with the.
Understood.
You know where I'm going.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, Key.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Key, that's not for public consumption.
No, it's not.
I don't even know what you're about to say, but I know that that's not supposed to be out there for the masses.
But see, I look at the Lakers situation, and I think about this. I think there is one dude out there that is in Detroit that would be a perfect fit for the Lakers organization.
And who would that be?
Bogdanovich.
Mm-hmm.
And
if
I were the Lakers, I would be like, you know what? As much as I like Patrick Beverley, as much as I like Lonnie Walker, if I were to give up Pat Bev, maybe Lonnie Walker, maybe that 2027 first-round pick for a guy like Bogdanovich that can space the floor.
Yeah, Bogey can shoot.
That's a look that I think is a look that you can maybe not give up that much, but maybe see with Detroit because, I don't know, Detroit's an interesting position because they're young, they want to build. Bogdanovich is that piece that can fit with the Lakers very well.
No, I would like that fit, and everybody knows that if you're going to have a team led by LeBron James, you got to have shooters around him, and the Lakers don't have enough shooting, so that's a big problem. The other big problem is Anthony Davis can't stay healthy. Now, I get it. It's Brooklyn
He fell
on a Monday
about
night.
10 times last night.
It's Brooklyn on a Monday night, so you don't want to play there, but he showed up at the Garden yesterday. LeBron showed up at the Garden in a major way. It's interesting how LeBron wasn't as worried about that game against the Knicks going into overtime versus the game against the Celtics going into overtime, but I digress. I thought it was over when he hit that dagger at the end of the fourth quarter. But LeBron James going for a triple-double and finding a way to close it out on the road.
But
listen,
That's
the
why
guy,
it's
the
such a
guy
good
is
question,
dragging this
guys.
team, kicking and screaming, trying to get to
Chris,
a play-in spot.
CC.
But the fact that he's got to do all of this just to get into a play-in
This
spot
is why it's such a good
speaks
question
to how
about the
poorly constructed this team is.
But
That's why it's a
outside-
good question about the trade deadline, because you're
But
right
yo-
about all that, and yet do you want to waste this from LeBron at his age? You know, like
Well, he made the choice, Max. He's the
I
one
get
that
it, but
signed
even as
up
a fan,
for-
do you want to waste it?
But hold on, I think it's all about. It's very important with the way we phrase this because we keep talking about the play-in game. Yo, they're only 3.5 games
Games
back
out,
from
yeah,
like third or
fourth.
fourth
Yeah,
place.
fourth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it's not that far. That's why
I
LeBron
don't-
blacks out when he doesn't get that call because every game matters
But it
here.
can
So
shift in 6, 7 games.
that's what I'm saying.
But
So
he
like
should have blacked out on that one.
all
That
I'm
was
saying
ridiculous.
is Thomas Bryant has been one of the bright spots of this team this year with the way he's played. Rui Hachimura was knocking down threes last night. You're talking about his
Hachimura's a
wing
nice
D.
pickup.
Like, okay, like it ain't that far off now.
No, it's not.
It ain't that far off.
And the West is not as strong as people want them to be. It's just not as a whole.
That's all. As we
I hear
watch
what
this,
guys.
not that far
Listen,
off.
I'm the most optimistic Lakers fan, but we 52 games into the season. Water usually finds its level around then. LeBron James, sure, he could make a push post All-Star break because that's when the players in the NBA start taking the regular season serious anyway. But do we really think that this Lakers team has what it takes to be a top 6 squad as constituted? I don't.
That's why the trade dedeadline issue is so interesting. 'cause
Yeah, but
you're
if
right,
you
it comes
look
down
at
to
it-
shooting.
but-
Yeah, but
Can you
here's-
get just
But here's the thing,
enough?
and I know we got to get into Champagne, but here's the thing. Are we really mortgaging the future for a team that can be a playoff team but not a championship contender?
Maybe not.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's the
Hard to
point. Like,
say.
it's like, all right, is it like, okay, we're selling off our future for what? So LeBron James can be in the playoffs? And you're talking about a second-round exit at best? Nah, man, come on, stop it.
I mean, he usually don't get knocked out of the playoffs when he gets into the playoffs.
Man,
He usually
okay,
doesn't.
There's some moves, man.
That ain't what I saw against the Phoenix Suns a few years ago, but all right.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
fell apart.
And where are the Phoenix Suns now?
What's
Phoenix
the
Suns- Phoenix Suns are looking at getting rid of
not gonna fall
CP3.
apart now,
Can't they
Key?
fell
Key,
apart,
what's the guarantee they not gonna fall apart
But
now?
we're not thinking about them falling apart. We're not thinking about
Listen,
it.
AD might not be on the injury report, but let me just put this out there. He's day-to-day. You just don't know.
Yeah,
On any given day,
Man, that's so
AD
messed
can
up,
fall
man.
out of bed.
That's
And then
messed
LeBron
up.
James down there 40 years old.
He is
Yeah,
day-to-day.
but he's
Come
still
on, bruh.
cooking. He dropped the triple-double last
89
night.
points from
What do you think of
passing
the Sean Payton
Kareem.
news?
Yeesh.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.